What is going down YouTube town? It's your homeboy CaptNRetro, and I am doing the intro. Isn't that right, Chris?
That's right.
It really is like watching magic happen. Like it's like, oh my God, there's a picture under there. It's shedding its skin like a little caterpillar.
When you wanna go, when you wanna know what's going down, you can count. CaptNRetro, it's the CaptNRetro Show. CaptNRetro, it's the CaptNRetro Show.
Right, Chris?
That's right.
We are out here working on a nitro ground shaker. Game works fine and has been playing for a while in the garage, but it's time to paint it, and I just wanted to show you all the before and after action. It's not in terrible shape, but it is highly faded, and as you can see, the red and black that it should be that were under the rails, and that's what the cabinet has turned to over these years, is pretty impressively different. The playfield's in good shape. There's a couple little spots around the cars here. I might try and talk Chris into doing a little touch up on the playfield for once. There's been some mods done to some of the groundwork in there, and a new fuse box added on the side, and a couple different things that are like screwed into the walls and stuff, and cables coming out of connectors to do other things. Everything works just fine. In fact, it works really, really well. But I didn't feel like taking it all apart, so and unscrewing everything and going crazy and having to rewire it and cut some things. So we're gonna leave the head on this time and do the whole situation like this with the head on. But here's the before pictures. There it is. This is what it looks like. Look at the burn marks from the lights being on for just hours. This game came from up in Athens, Georgia, which this sticker used to say Athens, Georgia, but it was in a bar up there called the Night Owl or something like that. It was in a bar in Athens, which is a college town, and it was been there since it was new, apparently. So that's pretty cool, and now it's gonna get a whole new facelift. Hooray for you, hooray for me. Stick around, you'll see it later. We've painted the cab white, obviously. It's couldn't be any whiter if I gave it $5 and was like, here, name yourself John. I don't know. Now it's time for the red, so Chris is at it. I think we might have overkilled it.
Probably. You won't be hungry, though.
We need red for the Cabin Fantastic too, so you just calm down over there. He's mainly blue, I think, but you just calm down. Putting black stencils on. Well, just the head so far, but that's what's going down right now. Hooray for us. You know, they're easily labeled, tells you which way to put them on. You line up your squares, you make sure it's even, you get the air bubbles out, and you go around to the next one and you put more stencils on. And you make it line up right. It's pretty easy to do. It's also easy to fuck up. So go slow, go gentle. Slow and steady wins the race. They are super cool looking when they're on there too. You're like, oh, I can see exactly what it's gonna be. when I get done with it. It's a lot of detail on this thing with just 2 colors. 3 technically counting the white, I guess. Little driver in there. His hair might be on fire. I'm not sure what's happening behind him. So sorry, you guys. I'm the worst cameraman ever. Chris is over here doing something pretty cool. What's that?
I don't want some clear tape.
Some clear tape?
Yeah.
I definitely got some.
I want to try and push these down. Because we don't want it that thick, and we want them covered with the stuff.
Well, the more you push them down, the more they're going to crackle because I've already clear coated them. So it's just going to crack and break even worse.
But can you tolerate it being that thick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that really you got to worry about is the metal edges, the corner rails. You know, let's not go over that. So let's tape it up to the actual glass. You know what I mean? And like, try not to seal that off because that's the part that sits down in the wood. And these are the parts that you got to get under the rail. Other than that, I don't care how thick it is on the back of that part. It is what it is. It's got tears and it needs to be saved. So what we're going to do is a different kind of save. We've clear coated it. I've done that twice now. It still isn't. I haven't done it nearly as thick as you probably should. So we've got a whole new plan of a technique that Chris wants to try out, which is like a urethane. What is it? Like a varnish or it's a clear coat epoxy 2-step high gloss finish.
Yeah, the gloss would be better. Better underneath.
All right, so let's show people what you're doing here.
I don't know. They might laugh at me and tell me I'm doing it wrong.
They might. Who cares what they think?
If they're right, yeah.
We are like painting a seal basically on top of a goo that should harden and be clear and thick and over basically with the parts where there's cracks and the corners and this, you know, and this whole area is going to get it down here, the bubbly bottom part. But that top middle section is kind of the worst up there, and then, you know, again, I don't think we necessarily need to do the whole glass, but we might as well kind of lightly brush it across the whole thing, I suppose. Except for the behind the mirrors where the scores come out. How long does it take to cure? You got
4 to 7 hours. And
okay,
then
so you can put it
48
on for a
hours.
while.
Yeah.
And we made sure that we are doing our best to keep the glass level. We used a pinball leveling app on my phone with a gyroscopic level in it, and it claims we are level. So hopefully it doesn't run and pool up in a corner somewhere weird or something, you know. But it's basically just like super clear snot that he's rubbing snot all over the back of this back glass. And hopefully it'll harden up and seal down and at least save and preserve what is on this glass and what's left. And when someone else wants to buy a new back glass for it, they are more than welcome to. But I'm CaptNRetro, and I like to save that old shit because it costs me less money. It is the next day out in the garage. I'm actually editing the footage for this video right now, and I've got it running and rendering right now. But I wanted to show you the overcoat clear here that we've done. I think it's pretty solid. It's definitely nice and hard, and I don't want to put any real pressure on any of these bumps, but they don't feel like they're moving at all. So I'm pretty impressed with this stuff. This is what we used, by the way. It's called Envirotex Light Pour-On High Gloss Finish. And it's really for like finishing wood tables or, you know, putting a bunch of coins onto a tabletop and sealing them in. It's a sealant, sealing bar tops. It's a 2-part epoxy, and these were the cups we used to mix stuff with. And you do it together, and you mix it together, then you pour it into another cup, and then you apply it from that cup, and it was a whole process. And Chris handled it like a champ, and you saw the results. It looks great. So that's where we're at. Awesome. It really is like watching magic happen. Like it's like, oh my God, there's a picture under there. It's shedding its skin like a little caterpillar cocoon. It's turning into a beautiful butterfly, Chris. And if it could talk, it would be like, hey man, thank you. Like, I don't tell people thanks a lot, but like,
That was great.
you know, people have been kicking my ass for 44 years. And it just feels good to win one, you know? And it would start crying.
With a tear in
And
the
you know,
eye.
I'd be like, please don't cry. Let me buy you a beer.
Oh my God.
Don't take me back to a bar. I don't ever want to go to a bar again. Those people in Athens are animals. Yeah, if you want to get in close on that like ridge looking line area, it's really cool the way the trap makes a line in the paint in the cab, and it looks like it was done on purpose, because it was. Like right along the edges of the black, it kind of,
Give her the lighting.
yeah, you gotta get some good lighting on it. And we definitely gotta do the same thing on the road here again. I patchied the road up a little bit, but hot tamale, that looks fucking good. And it's out here in dull light too. The sun's behind clouds, we're over in a shadow. Good Lord. I said good Lord. Amen to the Jesus. Let's get the front panel off here and we'll call it a day on this sumbitch. We'll get power pulled off. Look at you getting classy looking shots. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's the look. Really isn't much to the front jump. Couple flame lines. Looks like the cover of the Poison's first album. Power. All that ass. Well, we're getting lots of little hail bombs from this damn tree above us. It's a good thing we ain't painting them.
Yeah.
The cat shows up. What do you think, baby girl? I could pee on it. You better not pee on it. Meow to you. Oh, you thought I was just gonna sit there and hang out, huh? Meow. Oh, I don't know what that came out of. I don't think it's a pinball machine, but it could have been something. It was under her. Cat, don't just lay down here and get all dirty. You're a weirdo. Hey, weirdo. Hey. Hey, weirdo. Hey, you. Rolling around like a dog. And just getting filthy. Anyway, enough of the cat. Here it is back in the back box holder. Holding it lovely. We still got the playfield covered. The tree outside dropped a bunch of these little leaves and doodads all over it. The scoreboards obviously are not in there right now, and there's no lights. But you can, you could definitely see this beforehand. This is where it had cracked and bubbled. It started to pull away from the glass. But at least it's all there and sealed. The only real spot is here. We're gonna try and probably touch that up with some red paint and just make it blend, because there's no light behind it. It's right behind the wood. We should be able to paint that part back. Maybe fill in some gray down here or some black just to kind of close it off. Otherwise, I think that's perfect, and I think that's the way to go, and I really like what he's done. So instead of clear coating it from now on, I'm probably going to do that 2-part epoxy type thing and just let it make a whole clear mountain on top of it, but I don't have to go and spray 15 times with clear coat. Anyway, so that's where we're at with this machine. The game works just great. We're going to put it all back together. We're going to get back to playing it, and we'll do a live stream of it soon here on the channel. I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for hanging out and watching the channel and supporting the channel and doing the things we do here on the channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what game you think is the coolest one we've done. How about that? If you've watched the channel for over 3 years now, you've seen a lot of cool pinball machines come through. What do you think is the coolest one I've done so far? I have a vote, and I'll tell you in the comments. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Captain!